Okay, the wall hack squat. So you're going to start as Emma is here. You'll unrack the bar from the back, from the rack, but Emma's going to start with the bar on the back here because it's quite light. Step back into the position. So the plates are resting against the wall. Adjust the feet to where you would like the feet. Just slightly out front. And we'll go for a couple reps. And then once we're done, feet go back underneath you so you can be more stable, and then walk the bar back out and the bar would go back in the rack. So we are going to go through 2 mistakes now. The first set of mistakes is to do with foot position. So Emma's going to get herself back into position. And what we want is a foot position that means that your hips can go straight down and up without your heels or your lifting. So the first mistake would be if Emma were to take a foot position that is too close to the wall, so her feet are too far back. If she tries, I'll go a little bit further forwards, there we go. If she tries to squat down in this position here, and we watch the feet, she's going to get to the point where she almost runs out of ankle mobility and her heel is starting to lift. Okay, go for another rep there. So this is what happens when the feet are too far back and the heel is lifting. The opposite of that would be to have the feet too far forwards. So Emma sits her feet too far forwards and now squats down. You can see that the hips are having to travel forwards in order for the bum to go towards the heels. And even if Emma sits back but keeps the feet there, we end up with almost like a wall sit squat, and we're still having to sit the hips forwards towards the feet. So what we want is a position that's somewhere in the middle. And now if Emma squats down there, her hips are going straight down. She can keep her feet firmly on the floor and weight is going right through the middle of her foot. Okay, set of mistakes number 2, and this is to do with foot pressure and also what's happening at the hips when you're going down and up through the movement. So Emma's going to set up in a good position. So her feet are where she wants them, just slightly out in front of her, and we're the similar kind of distance to a squat. Now, mistake number 1 would be if we go down well, but as we're standing up, we start to push the hips forwards and lean back too much into the bar. Go for another one. So Emma goes down in a good position, but then is pushing her hips forwards as she's standing up and leaning back into the bar too much. And the opposite of that mistake would be to be sitting the bum back into the wall. So almost trying to treat it like a regular back squat and not leaning back into the bar enough. Go for one more bad one. So sitting the bum too far back, you can almost hear a bum sliding on the wall. And the perfect balance between those two would be the hips going straight down. Weight is in the middle of her foot. She's leaning back into the bar, but she's not allowing her hips to travel forwards or backwards as she goes down or up. Lovely. So one final point regarding safety, and set yourself up. So on this movement, it's much more difficult to dump the bar out behind you if you do fail. So when you get to the point where you're at 0 reps in reserve, where you're pushing very, very close to failure, it's very good to have someone there that can spot you to help you up in case you do fail at the bottom or halfway up the lift. So Emma goes down now. Say Emma was unable to stand up from this position, it's kind of very difficult for her to be able to ditch the bar and lean forward. So just to have a spotter there that can help you and give you a bit of assistance to get back up again should you fail, you'll only need that for the last week.